There comes a moment in every person's life when the noise fades, the doubts whisper, and the world looks at you waiting to see what you'll do next. That's the moment you either step back or step up, the moment you either choose comfort or commitment. Because greatness doesn't come to those who dip their toes in the water. It comes to those who dive in, no life jacket, no backup plan, just pure belief. When you commit fully, when you burn the bridges behind you, when you decide that failure isn't even an option, that's when life opens doors you never knew existed. You see, most people want success, but only a few are willing to give everything for it. Everyone wants to be remembered, but few are willing to endure the nights of doubt, the days of silence, the years of unseen effort. People will call you crazy for believing in yourself when no one else does. They'll laugh when you dream too big, they'll question when you work too hard, and they'll walk away when you refuse to slow down. But that's how you know you're on the right path. You're not supposed to be understood. You're supposed to be unstoppable. When you commit fully, the universe doesn't test your dreams. It tests your discipline. It wants to see if you'll keep showing up after the excitement fades, after the applause dies, after the pain becomes unbearable. Because anyone can start, but only the committed can finish. Every sacrifice, every setback, every lonely night becomes fuel. You don't complain, you don't quit, you don't wait for perfect timing. You move with purpose, even when you're scared, even when you're tired. That's how legends are made. The world doesn't reward the talented, it rewards the relentless. The ones who keep swinging when their arms ache. The ones who keep running when their legs burn. The ones who keep believing when everything around them screams, give up. Commitment isn't about feeling motivated. It's about choosing the mission over the mood. You have to make a promise to yourself so powerful that no excuse, no rejection, no failure can break it. That's the kind of focus that shocks the world. Not loud words, not big talk, but quiet, consistent, unshakable dedication. And when the world finally sees what you've built, they'll call it destiny, but you'll know it was discipline. They'll call it luck, but you'll know it was loyalty. To your vision, to your grind, to your purpose. When you commit fully, the world doesn't just notice you. It feels you. Every move you make becomes a message. I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to stand out. Because when you stop playing halfway and start playing all in, that's when everything changes. That's when you shock the world. Commitment begins where comfort ends, because comfort is the enemy of progress. It whispers that you've done enough, that where you are is safe, that stepping further might cost too much. But every person who ever achieved greatness had to walk away from the easy path. They had to leave behind what was familiar, what was convenient, what was certain. Commitment isn't about doing what feels good. It's about doing what's necessary even when it hurts. When you step into discomfort, you step into growth. The pain, the doubt, the uncertainty, they are not signs you're failing. They are proof you're evolving. Most people stop when it gets hard, but that's exactly where the transformation begins. The gym gets quiet when the weights get heavy, dreams fade when the road gets long, and vision blurs when the pressure rises. But those who stay, those who keep pushing past the comfort zone, discover what they're truly made of. True commitment means showing up when the excitement disappears, when the results are slow, and when no one's watching. It's choosing the grind over gratification, the mission over the mood. You can't reach extraordinary by living ordinary. The comfort zone gives you safety, but commitment gives you strength. It builds character in silence and shapes destiny in struggle. Every time you break through a wall of comfort, you gain a piece of power. The old you never had. The world rewards the relentless, not the talented, because talent without persistence is wasted potential. Everyone starts with a gift, a spark, something that sets them apart, but what truly separates winners from watchers is consistency. Relentless people don't rely on how they feel, they rely on what they've committed to. They show up on the bad days, the tired days, the silent days. While others talk about what they could do, the relentless keep doing until the results speak for them. The truth is, talent can open doors, but only relentless effort keeps them open. The world doesn't remember those who almost made it. It remembers those who refused to quit when everything fell apart. When rejection hits, when plans crumble, when faith feels thin, the relentless keep moving. They adapt, they learn, they grind through every wall that stands between them and their purpose. Their strength isn't in what they know. It's in how they keep going when knowledge isn't enough. Every champion, every innovator, every leader earned their place not because they were the most gifted, but because they were the most unbreakable. They built resilience where others built excuses, found ways where others found reasons to stop. The world tests everyone, but it crowns only those who refuse to surrender. The relentless don't wait for the right time. They make every moment right by refusing to back down. Discipline outlasts motivation every time because motivation is temporary. It comes and goes with your emotions, your energy, your environment. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision that doesn't care how you feel. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you going when the excitement fades and the struggle begins. Most people wait to feel ready, but those who succeed know that readiness is a lie. They act first and the feeling follows later. Discipline means showing up when it's inconvenient, working when it's uncomfortable, and staying focused when distractions scream for your attention. It's about setting a standard for yourself so high that no excuse can reach it. Motivation might inspire you to write a plan, but discipline forces you to follow through on it day after day. It's what turns habits into results, repetition into mastery, and consistency into power. Every great achievement is built on thousands of moments where discipline overruled emotion. When you're tired, discipline keeps you moving. When you fail, discipline makes you try again. It's the quiet force that doesn't need recognition or applause, only progress. The world is full of people who started strong and faded fast because they relied on motivation instead of mastery. But those who anchor themselves in discipline don't need to chase momentum. They create it. Discipline doesn't ask for comfort. It demands commitment, and it turns ordinary effort into unstoppable momentum. Full commitment turns doubt into destiny because when you give everything you have to a vision, there's no room left for fear. Doubt thrives in hesitation, but commitment destroys hesitation by making every decision final. When you decide to go all in, you stop asking what if and start saying even if. Even if it's hard, even if it's uncertain, even if it takes everything. That shift in mindset changes everything because life doesn't respond to half effort. It responds to full surrender to the mission. Commitment transforms weakness into strength and failure into feedback. Every setback becomes a lesson, not a limitation. When you commit fully, the obstacles don't shrink, but your capacity to face them grows. You start realizing that doubt was never the enemy, indecision was. The moment you stop giving yourself an escape route, the mind aligns, the body follows, and the results begin to appear. Most people want success, but keep one foot in safety, one eye on the exit. But destiny only opens to those who close every door behind them. Full commitment builds trust in yourself, faith in your journey, and clarity in your purpose. It teaches you to keep going without proof, to believe without reassurance, to work without applause. It turns your doubts into drive, your fears into focus, and your struggles into steps toward greatness. That's the power of choosing with your whole heart, without looking back, without second guessing when you go all in. The world can't ignore you because full commitment has a power that demands attention. People may overlook you when you start. They may doubt your vision, question your timing, even laugh at your ambition. But once you move with purpose and persistence, silence turns into respect. The world doesn't respond to words, it responds to results. When you go all in, you stop chasing validation and start building evidence. Every action, every effort, every hour spent in quiet work becomes a statement of intent. You stop waiting to be seen and start making yourself undeniable. The noise of critics fades when consistency becomes your language. You can't be ignored when your results speak louder than anyone's opinion. Going all in means putting your focus where others place their excuses, pouring your energy into your craft until it reflects your obsession. The world eventually bends to those who refuse to break. People may not understand your grind, but they will feel your impact. The more you commit, the stronger your presence becomes, and what once looked impossible becomes inevitable. When you go all in, you carry an energy that can't be dismissed, a quiet confidence, an unshakable drive, a relentless belief that you belong. The world notices those who refuse to quit, those who keep showing up no matter how many times they're counted out. Eventually, even the doubters have to admit what your dedication has already proven.